Hello, family. I trust we're all doing well. In this week's devotion, we are looking at the topic drawing near, how we can have an intimate relationship with the Lord. And as believers, we know that God is always with us. Jesus promised us in Matthew chapter 28, verse 20, that he will never leave us. In Hebrews chapter 13, verse 5, he says that he will never leave us nor forsake us. But according to James, in James chapter 4, he says that there are certain things that we do that can cause our heart to draw further and further away from the Lord. In fact, the Bible uses it can cause our heart to be hardened towards God. And I love what he said in James chapter 4, verse 8. He said, "Draw near to God, and he will draw near to you." And after James has said all these things, this is what he tells us as believers, that we should draw near to God and he will draw near to us. But we know that God is always with us. He never left us and he will never leave us. So what can we do to help us to be able to draw near to God? I love what Jesus said in John chapter 15, verse 4. He says, "Abide in me and I in you. As the branch cannot bear fruit of itself unless it abides in the vine, neither can you unless you abide in me." I love this scripture so much because Jesus is saying that we need to abide in him, and in abiding in him, he would be abiding us. And abide means to connect. Abide means to come close. Abide means to be united. So in other sense, what Jesus was saying is that when we become united with him, he is united with us. But how can we be united with him? How can we abide and how can we connect with him? And I love what Jesus said in that same chapter, in John chapter 15, verse 7. He says that if you abide in me and my words abide in you, you will ask what you desire and it shall be done for you. And I love what Jesus is saying here, because here he gives us the solution or the clue to be able to abide and to connect to him. And he says that if we abide in him and abide in his word, in other words, if we allow his word to remain in us. As believers, as we spend time with God in his word, as we spend time to study his word, as we spend time to sow his word in our heart, it causes us to remain in him. It causes our heart to be connected to him. It causes our heart to be close to him. And it causes our heart to be soft to be able to hear him. And so as believers, all we need to do is just spend time in his word, as Jesus is saying, that if we abide in him and his word abide in us, we will be fruitful. Why don't you spend time with the Lord in his word? You are highly favored and deeply loved of God.